Morning, boys. Today we're going to be getting rid of the black interior in the Beamer. Say bye-bye to this, and now we're gonna have a coral red interior. If you're watching this video, it means you're probably gonna wanna do a coral red interior in your car. Maybe you wanna go with a Miami blue interior. Maybe you wanna go with a big bottle of lime green interior. This is gonna show you exactly how to do that, what company I'm using, what company the pros use, and every single little detail that you need. So first off, let's get a cold start because we're gonna have to go to Home Depot. Back from Home Depot. Now, 3 rolls of tape ran me $14, so I recommend not buying them at Home Depot. I'm also completely detailing the car with a quick vacuum, just because so much dog hair in it for my dog. But because we are dyeing this, we are dyeing this, we are dyeing everything. And if you don't know, there's 2 different options when you spec a coral red BMW. You either get the coral red seat, so seat, and back seats are coral red, or you can get the full coral red package where the dash from here all the way down, all the way across. So that little arm that swoops down is coral red. This door panel in here, all of this is coral red. The seat's coral red, all of that coral red back there, the back seats, this console cover, and even glove box knob and handle is also going to be coral red. And that's what we're going to be doing because I want a full conversion. So T50 is how you're going to take off the fronts of these. T50 in here and break these loose. Oh my God, that's tight. Whew. I do believe that there's airbags in here, so we should probably disconnect the battery, which if you don't know is in the trunk of these cars. You're just gonna come in here, twist that little knob, you have the battery. Now, I'm guessing this is gonna be a 10mm right there. Oh yeah. Wiggle this terminal on off, and that battery is off. A piece of clothing, a blanket or something, a towel, I'm putting it right there because that is guaranteed now not going to contact anything, and we're not going to have something accidentally spark on. So now that the battery is disconnected, we can come into here, lift up the seat. That is going to be disconnected. And now that that is disconnected, up the seat and take the seat out. And just like that, we have the first seat removed out of the car. Push this little dial in here, and that's going to slip up the headrest, flip this lever, and BMW makes it as easy as possible. We have the second seat out of the car. Just taking out the back seats, it's incredibly easy, I think. I'm just gonna assume that we just come in here and just whole back seat out, that easy. Took everything out so that way I knew exactly how to tell you, because there's not a lot of information on how to do this on the internet, but these are your side bolster clips right there. They seriously just pop off. Very small little connector right there, that little plastic clip. I'm gonna take that out so that way you can pop these out without breaking your seatbelts. These guys are held in with 250 T50 right there, right there. The entire top part of the back seat is going to slide out, and they're going to have a little pin like this which slips on at the bottom. It's a really smart and streamlined way to actually get this out, and once it is out, that is the entire interior from an F32 taken out, and it's really easy. Well, we also have to do door cards, so let's get into that. And then we're gonna start taking off the door cards. At the same time, it's one of those things where if you're too afraid doing it, of the clips, well, just like that. As you can see, nothing broke, so that's a W. You're gonna have a T15 here. If we pick it up, you can see there's a tab there, there, and there. Boom. There you go. That's that clip. Once you have one clip, the rest of them will come off around where the gap is until it gets tight again. And with the dash, we're not taking the dash out of the car as much as I do want to, because then I can spray it. We're gonna be doing it in the car with the foam applicator, just because I don't feel like taking out my dash. And I know 90% of the people watching this video also don't have the tools or just don't want to take out the dash. And I myself just don't want to take that out. I also highly recommend pulling out everything else. So I'm gonna pull out the start stop button. I'm going to pull out my radio bezel, dash trim, the C vents, everything else physically attached to the dash. I'm not pulling out the dash. I want to make the dash completely secluded so it is easier to dye inside of the car. Right down here into the box, we have the whole freaking dye kit from Luxury Leather Repair. And I was gonna give you a full-on unboxing. Just want to know how to dye your interior. You don't care about the unboxing. I have 2 dynamic cleans. I have 1 bottle over there to figure out the cleaning process. I have the leather conditioner. This is an add-on that I highly recommend because afterwards it makes it just last even longer. Which would be our lap, which would be basically primer, adhesion promoter, but it acts as a primer, so you actually use less dye. Without this, we might need, let's say, 8 coats of dye. With this, we might only need 5 coats of dye, and that does matter. I also have the 1 gallon of coral red leather dye. This is probably more than I need. I'm probably only going to use half of this, which I think would be 32 ounces. And this right here is the top coat, and the most important part about a top coat is you get to pick what color you want. I went with the low gloss. You can go with a high gloss, but leather, in my opinion, is supposed to be dull. It's not supposed to be gloss. This stuff right here looks like a Scotch-Brite pad, but it's actually a 1,000 Good sandpaper. So if you run out of this, no worries, just go get a 1,000 Good sandpaper. It does come with this brush right here, and you can do an entire recolor kit on your interior with just these, but we're gonna be doing it with this guy right here. A pro tip from the owner directly. Master shout out to Sean, the owner of this company is awesome. He has it set up so you guys can phone in anytime you're doing this, and they will pick up and actually help you walk through the phone. I love an American company. I did have to pick up a brand new air compressor because my super small 1 gallon air compressor was not able to do that, and that was a pretty funny experience. So I want to throw back the footage here a couple weeks ago when I picked it up because that was pretty funny. The thing is I did not take my truck out of the car right here, but Loki, from a couple feet away, you can't even tell. That shit seriously probably weighs like 250 pounds, but it's got to be the biggest heifer I've ever had in my car. This looks so funny. So now that we're back from picking up the air compressor, we're gonna come over here, and this is what a prepped surface of leather looks like. Now we're gonna actually get into there with some cinematic shots and just look at how good that is compared to the upper area, which is unprepped. You see all of my oils. This is really gross because I picked up this car brand new, so I was the one that put basically all of this on there, right? Car had barely any miles in it. I was the guy that had put 70,000 miles on my car. And that 70,000 miles is seen in my seats. Here, do you see how dull it is? Do you see that there's no gloss? That's what you want for a prepped surface. Luxury Leather Repair actually included gloves in their recolorization kit, which is pretty freaking cool because I don't have to go to the store and buy gloves. And these are actually pretty nice thick gloves. This is a 1,000 Grit sandpaper. If this breaks, just go pick up a 1,000 Grit sandpaper. It's no biggie, you know what I'm saying? Put this down like this. You want to get this saturated, okay? Like, you want a good saturization on that. Wet and clean. You're also going to want to pick up some towels, and then this is chilling. I picked up a 50-pack towels at Home Depot for $9, so this is really cheap. And then come in here and you're going to sand this entire area. Now you can see it turning white, it lifting the dirt from my freaking seat. I really hope that'll come up on camera. I hope that's focusing, because that is absolutely nasty. So, and you can already see the clean difference between the rest of that. So just come in here and lightly sand the stitch like this, run it up and down on the stitch to get all the dirt off of the fabric. That whole seat right there is prepped, and you can see how good that freaking looks in camera. Headrest, everything. I'm gonna let that off gas for probably about an hour, hit it with a blowgun to dry it up. And if you don't know what I mean by a blowgun, I literally mean a hair blower. No heat gun, no none. Go to your mama's house, go to your girl's house if your girl lives separately. Go raid their bathroom cabinet and grab yourself a blow dryer, and that's only the specialty tool you need. You can do this with a foam sponge and a goddamn blow dryer. And you can clearly see the difference of this panel, which is prepped, and this panel, which is not prepped. So the coolest part about this dye right here is it's a water-based dye. So if it's too thick, add a little bit of water. We all got a little water. Who doesn't love that? We are going to lay this down in 2 thin coats. If you're applying it with this brush right here, you do 1 coat. But since we're spraying it, to make sure we don't get any drips or runs, we're gonna do 2 very, very thin, light tack coats. I'm a little nervous about this, but we're just gonna come into here and go for it. Oh yeah. I think I have my fan speed set perfectly. The fluid coming out set perfectly. This looks heavy, but I promise you it is not heavy. This is a light tack coat. Son of a bitch. So here we go. I gotta say, I'm pretty nervous. If you want to know the color code, it is BMW 11 for coral red. And I'm excited. I do have to say though, I am pretty nervous. Now, I gotta say, I'm not too worried about it being too thick because you can always add more water and do more coats. But I will say I am definitely worried about messing it up. I'm at the point where I can't go back. I already installed the primer and the seats look great. It feels really weird. The primer feels rubbery. And I wonder if that's how it helps it bond, because it helps the dye flex. Because there's a light white sheen to it. and that's the whole point. We're gonna pick that up and we're gonna do that with the brush by hand at the end. So I have these guys here. I put a little bit of wax on this. So in theory, when we're all done, we should just be able to and wipe that off, because I didn't want to tape it because, I don't know, I was lazy. Everything's also self-leveling. So if you get too thick, you get some drips in it. It is water-based. Water wants to level itself out. So we're just gonna go, you know what I'm saying? Just gonna go for it. Oh yeah, we're going for it. I definitely spilled a lot. See if this is able to come out. Okay, it's not too thick for this gun setup, so I think we want light tack coats. I think that is a light tack coat. I think that's exactly what we want here. I'm gonna get real close to it. Yeah, I don't see any spots or anything like that, so I think that is a light tack coat. I don't know, I can never do anything light. I'm a very heavy hand. We are just going to do this for the rest of it. And, oh my God, I'm gonna have a red interior. Oh my God, I'm gonna have a red interior. Dude, I'm so hyped we're gonna have a cool red car. That interior is completely dry to the touch, and it's coral red. I mean, there's some wetter spots here, but there's no ifs or doubts. This is a complete coral red interior. Now, you can see those wet spots here for me laying it heavy. Once again, wet spots for me laying it heavy. But that will dry overnight. I'm not too worried about that. Or if we wanted, we could take that blower and just dry it down with the, hair blower. But this thing looks great. Here's the bad. I tried to do the door cards inside of the car. Like I said, the back door cards. Failing miserably. Same with the dash. I tried to do the dash. And the dash, this is 31 coats. 31 coats. 31 coats. It's not working. I don't know if it's because it's a leather dye and that's plastic, or it's just because this is a water-based dye, okay? So when we go to brush it on the next coat, it makes the first coat liquid and it wipes it off. It's really annoying, and I could not figure out how to get it done. So, this is what we have. Right here is the same plastic that my dash is made out of. These are 2 dash covers. You can see that looks OEM. That looks OEM. It is dry. It is dull. It looks just as good as anything else, and it's plastic. And the concept came to my mind that, okay, I can't brush it on. The seats we brushed on. Here, what we did is we squeezed here like this, and then you take a paintbrush and you brush it on. These edges are wet because once you spray it and it dries, you squeeze into here, and then you brush it in on the edges, and that's how you make sure you get full coverage in that, and that's amazing. So, I can't do the coverage with the brush in the interior. That's a dumb concept, is I don't want to pull the dash, because taking out the dash of a car sucks. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. This is what I came up with. My entire car is masked off, and I'm going to try to spray it in the car. Now, I think that's a really bad idea, and I'm putting it on record now. It looks like it's going great, and the finish looks amazing. Here's what's crazy. Would you believe me if I told you I literally just sprayed that? Like, right before I filmed this, I just sprayed that. This is why you really need a hairdryer, bro. You put it on there, and it almost immediately dries it. But what's crazy is we haven't even put a top coat on it, and it's not rubbing off. You know what I'm saying? You can definitely see a little bit of black shining through in some areas. So I'm going to do a couple more coats, but I mean, I painted all inside of here, have it all taped off. This thing's looking legit, dude. I mean, if I didn't know, I would think this is a factory car. Anyways, here's the premium YouTube content I know you're waiting for, literally watching paint dry. But just look at how fast this dries with a hairdryer. You ready? Okay, now I'm not actually going to make you watch the entire process of me making paint dry, but as you can see, that is mostly dry now, and just a little bit longer, and that'll fully be dry. Quick example of how I do it. I'm drying it with the hair gun, so it's all dry here, and this is my process. Tack the edges. Once the edges are tacked, through the middle, and then you can work from the edge to the middle. And when I'm starting, I'm spraying here, and then I'm bringing it in. If you just start spraying here and moving, you're gonna get some globs there. So just make sure to kind of fan out the process, and you're going to literally get a OEM finish that looks perfect because, well, this is some nice dye. Welcome back, boys. It is the next day, and this thing looks amazing. I mean, it feels good. Listen. It's not coming off. It's pliable, malleable. It's squishy. It feels good. It feels like a brand new interior. It genuinely feels like I just bought my car again. I cannot get over how soft it is. I use a brush to get in all the cracks and crevices. Make sure it's all red. Same with in here. Paint it all up in the brush. I found my seat had a little ribbon in it, which kind of sucks, but oh well. Spraying the dash looks genuinely amazing. And I did realize it was my own issue last night. I was rushing, I was trying to go too fast, so I was brushing, and you're not supposed to brush, bro. You're supposed to dab. You're supposed to dab. And if it looks kind of bubbly, and if it looks like it's going to be bad, it's not. It's not going to be bad. This stuff is self-leveling. And the kit says to dab. Sean said to dab. I had issues because I didn't dab. The instructions are kind of loose. It just says apply top coat after, wait at least 24 hours and then apply top coat. So I think I'm going to do 1 top coat, see how it looks. Maybe we do 2. We're just going to play by ear, baby. Brucey segment. Dun, 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 dun. You'd think spray painting my interior would leave a horrible smell. You would expect this to have a bad smell, but it's mostly odorless, actually. And just like that, boys, we are done. With an additional coat here, just because this is where you sit, and this also got an additional 5 coat right here. It's amazing. It is so soft. It feels way good, bro. And then right here, I sprayed an extra 4th coat just in every single headrest, just because you never know, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look at that. Doesn't that look insane? Can you believe that was brushed on? Okay, yeah, you can still see some wetness in it. But can you believe that was brushed on? That's crazy. But it says, wait an additional 48 hours after drying before putting on conditioner and protection cream. So we have to let the interior dry for 48 hours before you can put this on, like OEM car. You would actually not know this was ever a black interior. So I finished installing ambient lighting too in the car, and it just looks amazing. I'm not like filming a whole video right now. I just had to share that looks crazy. I think I'm gonna leave it in the car for probably a week, and we'll end out the video after a week so I can give you honest feedback. And this right here is officially 2 months later. Yes, ya boy literally spent 2 months holding on to this video so you get a better video. Now, the ambient lighting in my car looks phenomenal. My car's a little dirty because, you know, I'm a car guy, I work in cars, and I'm constantly greasy. So please ignore this. Please ignore some of the grease stains and dirt on my car. But this is what 1,000 miles, yes, 1,000 miles on this, and couple months does. Oh, it's unfortunately raining right now, but that shows you that this can get wet with no issues. I mean, the leather is still super plus and soft. It actually still feels super nice. You can see that in the crevices. They're getting dirty and whatnot, but I just haven't cleaned my car because I don't know, I'm nasty, but it feels good. Armrests are fine. The backs of the seats are fine. Headrests are fine. Places where my head sits, literally, I rub my head constantly here. If it gets dirty, like an area right here, try to get that on camera. Do you see some dirt in there? You can literally just rub the dirt off, and boom, a little bit of spit, a little bit more spit, and boom. It's clean. I mean, you can even see in high wear areas like my girlfriend's side. We all know my girlfriend is incredibly destructive when it comes to my cars. Damn, I have spit on my hands. That's annoying. You can see that it's dirty, and there's some areas in here that are dirty, but you can just wipe it right off, and everything in here is working. And I just cannot say how amazing it is that we dyed my seats, and I have 0 issues. My arms ride on the armrests constantly, and there's no discoloration. Same with the seats. So I have linked literally everything down below in this video. If you are interested in working with the same company I work with, I use Luxury Leather Repair, and this has been a phenomenal company. 1,000 miles, months later, the car still looks good, feels good, no matter what I go through with this car. Crevices look good. We have some more dirt right here. Check this out. Just wipe the dirt off. You see, maybe I need a microfiber towel for the rest of that, but I'm gonna try. See, I scrape it with my nail, gone. I absolutely love this company, and also the company was super easy to work with. I had a couple questions. I emailed them. I said, hey guys, I'm kind of confused about this, and instantly the owner responded. So I really cannot recommend this enough. After 1,000 miles, me waiting months to post this video, you can see that it looks really good. So hey, I give it a thumbs up. Maybe next time though, we go with like a Miami blue. I cannot believe how crazy that dye came out. And if you made it to the end, please hit the like button, subscribe button, or even just drop a comment down below because it greatly helps with the new algorithm. We're out here spending thousands of dollars on brand new cameras, microphones, and everything else to give you guys the best content out there. And we are dropping a new banger every single week on YouTube, whether it's something about my big turbo 7.3 Power Stroke truck or doing the first ever Volkswagen Jetta swap in a BMW. We're dropping crazy content and you get to watch it for free. All you got to do is leave a comment, drop a quick follow, or even hit the like button and get paid from YouTube so you can watch better stuff for free.